What's going on, you guys? Mr. Money1235 back here yet again for a fresh-baked album review. Even put some garlic on that shit. Yeah! David Bowie, Blackstar. This is yet another album to add to the vast sea of David Bowie albums that populate this earth today. And with 25 albums floating around in that ocean, you're gonna be stuck in there for a long time if you want to hear everything. God, I'm gonna have to get me a scuba suit or one of them goddamn Star Wars brothers if I Jar Jar Homeland and punch a cartoon rabbit in the face. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, Bowie. So what does listening to this album sound like? Well, it's one part sax, one part drums, and one part Dracula. Nah, but in all seriousness, it's pretty damn good. This right here might be the best Bowie album of the recent years, and I'm not just saying that. The lyrics and the amazing melodies and grooves of this album just make it for a really cohesive and enjoyable listening experience, especially if you're wearing headphones. The opening track of this album starts it off with some strings, some guitar chords, and some really quiet flute sounds, and it just makes for this really eerie, kind of drags you in kind of feeling as soon as the track starts. As soon as Bowie's vocals come in with the drums, you know something is going down. This track spans almost 10 minutes, and I think it's going to take some people a while to get used to Bowie's vocal melody and his vocal delivery in general on this track especially. After a little while you get used to it though, and I don't think it really bothers you at all after you get used to it. In fact, you can't really imagine it being sung any different after you get used to it. The dark sounding saxophone and the really brooding lyrics just make for a really kind of dark, creepy intro to this album. The melody change in the middle of the track sounds really great. It almost sounds like a totally different song, but it still sounds really good, and I especially love the flute solo near the end of the track. It's really good, and after a while, it's not even gonna feel like 10 minutes to you, I'm serious. The next track, 'Tis a Pity She's a Whore, goes in an entirely different direction and almost sounds like a straight up rock song without the use of any guitars. The booming drums and the saxophone just send this track down the highway, and it never stops until the very end. Mom, I gotta pee! Stop the car, bitch! The odd vocal melody on this track might turn some people off, but once again, kinda like how his vocal delivery is on the first song, you're gonna get used to it and you're not even gonna notice it. It's just gonna feel like a part of the track. It's a really good song, but the first major highlight for me, personally, is the song Lazarus. Or the Devil. Rawr! The bass line on this song is so awesome to listen to, especially on headphones. It's like listening to the Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin. It just sounds that good, the bass. The slower melody of this track also give Bowie's vocals a place to go, and it feels more natural almost. The distorted guitar that's mixed way into the background, especially in the chorusy parts of the track, and the saxophone really add to the enjoyment, and personally, it's just, I think, my favorite song on the album. The song Sue kind of takes the same road as 'Tis a Pity She's a Whore. It's a track that never really stops moving until the very end, and I think the track could have benefited from having a little bit of a musical break, or rest, I should say, just to give the listener some time to breathe musically. It's not a bad song per se. The guitar sounds really good on this song, and especially near the end, the claustrophobic outro of this track, it just sounds awesome to air drum to. Just kind of oversteps, in my opinion. Girl Loves Me has this really odd, catchy chorus. I mean, like, when you first hear it, you're gonna be like, oh, the fuck is this shit? But after a little while, you can't imagine it being sung any other way, and you're gonna start singing along to it like. There's beautiful lyrics on this track, along with, again, some amazing saxophone solos. It's just so freaking nice to listen to. Dollar Days is this almost Simon and Garfunkel sounding ballad. I love how haunting the vocal sound of this track as well. It's just really awesome. I Can't Give Everything Away ends this album off, and I love the harmonica near the beginning of the track. I almost wish they used it more because it would have added yet another sound to this experimental jazz album, I would say, honestly. And I just think it's a really good way to end the album. For being a more slow track, it's a really good way to end it. I mean, it is one of the more average songs on this album, but it's definitely nowhere near being bad. At the end of the day, this is a pretty amazing experimental jazz and art rock album. Bowie fan or not, you might turn yourself on to one of the most recognizable and classic faces of music from the past 50 years. It's totally worth a buy and a straight up 8 out of 10 for Blackstar. I cannot wait to pick up my copy of this album. This is the very first album of 2016 that's actually worth your time, so definitely listen to this thing when you have the chance. I'm Mr. Money1235, and I will be seeing you again very soon. Peace!